I was recently in China. I was talking to this Chinese guy. He spoke English very well and loves basketball, as a lot of Chinese people do. And we were talking about Yao Ming, and he said, Yao could have been even better than he was, but he wasn't American enough. And I thought, that's interesting. And if you don't know, Yao Ming was really good. He wasn't just big, he was incredibly talented and skilled. No question about it. One of the most, I was surprised. I couldn't believe, he had that little 15-foot jump shot and it barely ever touched rim. He was enormous, and I'll put a picture in here so if you haven't seen, like compared to Shaquille O'Neal, just how big this guy was. But he was extremely talented. But again, this Chinese guy said he wasn't American enough. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, in China, it was all about the team. It was never about stats and standing out and being the MVP, because China's a collectivist society. It also has communistic elements in it. It's all about the team. So even if you're the very best and it would help your team win, this is what he was telling me, to exert yourself and put yourself forward, that would be too selfish to do. It'd be better, in effect, to lose and play as a team. And I thought about this, and I said, yeah, that's definitely not the American way, or at least it wasn't. I mean, it seems to have been changing a little bit. I said, imagine there's a surgery going on, and it's the surgeon, a few nurses, and some physician's assistants, and the surgeon, out of the kindness of his heart and the idea of teamwork, lets everybody do the same amount of work on the surgery. I mean, that's insane. If you're the best player, if you're the best surgeon, you got to take the scalpel, and everyone else just has to help and play their role. The Chinese guy agreed. I mean, that's what he was saying. Yao wasn't, in his words, American enough. And I think what we would say is he wasn't individualistic enough. Now, just yesterday, news broke that Kyrie Irving doesn't want to play with LeBron James anymore. I'm going on reports here, so we can't know for sure the accuracy of this. But I like thinking about the psychology of this, even if it is from a distance. Kyrie doesn't want to play with LeBron, they're saying, because Kyrie wants to be the man. And I found it really interesting that Kyrie was the prototypical American individual that this Chinese guy was talking about. Kyrie was doing what Yao Ming would never do. Kyrie wants to go out and be the alpha man, the alpha dog, the guy who takes the team to the championship, to the promised land. Now, there was no shortage of people on the internet and on TV commenting on how stupid, how selfish, how dumb he was for this. They were putting up stats showing how horrible he played when LeBron was off the court, or, taking 2 weeks off or whatever it was. And yeah, they weren't that good. But I always thought that was kind of a dumb argument, because if this was Kyrie's team, there'd be completely different players on that team that would fit his game. LeBron can win with anybody. Nobody's denying that. But if you're not LeBron James, then you got to have certain pieces around you. So Kyrie was losing or not playing as well with a team built for LeBron James. You build a team for Kyrie, they won't be, they might not be great, but they're still going to win some games. I mean, he's good enough to do that. And I also thought, look, they're kind of going hard on Kyrie, but LeBron doesn't even have a chance at all this past year in the finals without Kyrie. Doesn't win one game. And if Kyrie isn't there, LeBron doesn't get 3 championships. He still has only 2. I mean, Kyrie saved him in that second finals matchup against the Warriors, hitting that 3 on Curry. But more than that, I mean, he's just been clutch down the stretch. So I'm sure this is also in Kyrie's head, saying, I am one of the main reasons, and some people make the case that he is the main reason they actually won. Not that the Cavs were there and competing, but the X factor, the reason the Cavs got a championship against the Warriors was because of him. And he watches TV, and he's constantly the guy that's been blamed. And LeBron threw him under the bus a lot too, from what I've seen from a distance. So Kyrie's thinking this, but beyond that, Kyrie is a Kobe adherent. He loves Kobe Bryant. Remember the cockiness? If you've never seen it, Kyrie challenges. They're at the U.S. Olympics, and Kyrie saying, I'll play you one-on-one. I'll play you one-on-one. to Kobe, and Kobe's like, "I'll take your money. This is easy money for me."
I'm not a high school kid coming to you. Kobe, oh my God, no. This is me coming to talk to you one-on-one. It is what it is. You want to do it right now. 50 grand to a boss is nothing.
I got to do 25 just for you. Just for you.
Until I'm comfortable spending 50 grand by myself.
I know your dad don't be I know that. I know that. Your dad don't fall right down in the college. Times that cold, 50 grand, I can be no one-on-one. Be like, son, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Huh?
You have the guard.
No?
You have the guard. You're not going to lock me up. You're not going to lock me up. It's over. A year from now. Take something.
Okay. Heard it.
I think you're talking to a high school kid.
You just came out of high school, kid.
You came out of college.
You came out of high school.
You came out of high school.
You played 2 games. You played 2 games in college.
Some people need 30 games and some people need 11.
You are high school. You just graduated. Like, man, what are you talking about? And the Cavaliers talk themselves into 50. There ain't nothing he can do about it. I guarantee you, as soon as they switch, Coach Scott gonna go double. Young fella, front the post.
And when I come on the screen, I'm coming at you. Double, hey, I got you back.
Never. As these boys around here, you don't need a pick to get me off you, sonny. You don't need a pick to get me off you. Then you're gonna be looking at the ref like, ref, it's a foul. I'm gonna tell you, young fella, this is how I go around here. You understand? That's just how it is. I give him credit for his confidence. It's 50 grand in my charity. Greatly appreciated. Hey, easy money.
And then in the regular season, they actually matched up, and Kobe blocked Kyrie.
So Kobe now from the floor, 7 of 14. Kyrie against Bryant, who takes on the challenge. See if Kyrie does as well. Crowd anticipating a little one-on-one action. Behind the back, couldn't shake him. Bryant still an all-world defender, and he blocked it. Kobe Bryant says, bring it at me.
Kobe Bryant is one of the best defensive players in the league also. So don't get baited into something like this, because if a young man can play the defensive end, he did a good job of staying on the floor, blocked the shot.
Here comes Bryant, open floor against Kyrie, puts it down.
But what I'm talking about is the psychology. How can you be the best if you're playing with the best? How can Kyrie see what he's made of if he's playing with the best player on the planet? He wants to beat LeBron. Again, I'm just going on reports here. I don't know anything about Kyrie Irving. You know, I don't have any secret intel on him. I'm just hoping psychologically that's the reason why he's doing this, because I think it's laudable, especially in this day and age where NBA players are forming super teams, that you have this kid who's kind of old school saying, I want to see what I can do with my team. I want to be a Magic, a Bird, a Michael. I think it's cool. Thanks for your help, but no. I'd rather lose and not win a championship, but do it on my own.
Well, you know, Billy, I got a different set of rules of my own. You want to hear them? Here they go. Sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie.
I'd rather try to be MJ than settle on being Pippen. You know, it's same with Kobe. If you're Kobe and you're playing with Shaq, sure, you can win 10 championships, but how will you know what your real potential is? You're like Mozart, you're having to take a back seat to somebody. It's just not going to happen. Of course, again, every commentator on TV, you know, they're saints, I suppose, and they would just join the best team. A lot of guys in the NBA remind me of the worst people you'll ever meet in the world. You know who those are? They're the people who in a pickup game stack their team. You know, I know when I played, I tried to make sure my team was a little bit worse so I'd have the challenge so I could get better. But they're guys, you know who they are. You go into a gym and there's like 6 decent players and 4 scrubs, and they take the 5 best players on their team just to win and blow other teams out. But there are a lot of guys in the NBA like that. They don't get it. I'm all about winning, but some people have to find a certain way to win, to find fulfillment in their life, and it is their life. And we should celebrate a superstar who's kind of doing the anti-KD move, it seems, and wants to be the man, the only man on the team and win. And this isn't to say Kyrie doesn't want great players on his team. He surely does, but he, again, wants to be the leader of that team. I also find it odd that there are reports he might go to the Spurs. I find him too much of a free spirit to play under Pop's system, but we'll see. Let me end with this. In psychology, there's a lot of study of the phenomena of narcissism and how it manifests itself in individuals. And there's a couple schools of thought on it, but there's a certain school of thought that I subscribe to that says there's a certain form of healthy narcissism where you believe in yourself so much and you believe in your capabilities so much and you love what you think you're capable of so much that it helps you succeed in life. There are very, very few world leaders, for instance, or CEOs of companies that don't have this healthy form of narcissism. Some psychologists have even given this drive a name. It's called the Nobel Prize complex, the idea that you can be great and you have the capabilities to do it. But how do we distinguish between healthy and unhealthy forms of narcissism? Well, a healthy form of narcissism helps you achieve a certain inner fulfillment, and it helps you excel in the areas you wish to excel and how you wish to excel. Unhealthy narcissism impacts your life in a very, very negative way. It makes you somebody that ends up being scared to fail. A lot of the times, you can actually be scared to fail when you're too narcissistic because you just want to protect your ego. So you actually will hide and stay out of the limelight a little bit and just grow bitter. You think in your mind, I could be in the limelight. I'm just not going to do it because I'm too good. In reality, you're just a little bit scared to go out there and explore what you're capable of. So I think Kyrie, again, if the reports are true, has this healthy form of narcissism, which Jordan and Kobe and Magic and Bird and Russell Westbrook all seem to have. This is BasketballBrain.com. If you're interested in mental training, visit the site. We always have free stuff there, whether it's a shooting workout or just lessons. If you want the full program, it only takes 12 minutes a day to train your mind. And it'll radically improve your performance in every category of the game. Just look at the testimonials page. I have hundreds I haven't even put up there yet. I get emails every day from people who just love the program and love what it does for them. So check it out, basketballbrain.com. It's brain training for basketball players like you.